Are you paying attention to this pattern and when it happened the last time? I mean, why are they becoming so active? I'm talking about Amphif. Did you see what's on their YouTube? They have another video set up. Think about the mentality here and what's going on. They have another video set up to come out. It's titled Future of Payments, a New Generation of Payments Takes Shape. They have more to say. All of this is happening towards the end of this year, right? So think about it. We got that. We pretty much won that SEC case. We have a lot of other big things going on, jumping over regulatory hurdles globally. And then all of a sudden, Amphif has all of this to say about digital assets. I haven't even finished analyzing the entirety, breaking down that video that we've been going over. And they're going to be coming out with another one. And it says in 64 days. In 64 days, they're going to drop this video. But wait, see, we don't have to wait that long to find out what they want to cover. Although they're going to get very specific. It sounds like they're going to be dropping some bombs. Look, go to their channel. Go to that the video here that's titled Future of Payments, a New Generation of Payments Takes Shape. Then go to the description and read the description. They have more to say. We're going to get more significant news. Read that. And it begins here. We're going to read it together. Advancements in technology have instigated a period of remarkably rapid change in the payments industry. But how long has that been going on for? See, when you start looking at the activity and when it starts to speed up, it tells an entire story. That only happened this year. As the big companies started to get more and more in position, we saw more and more news coming out about Ripple doing all these different various projects. Stellar, same thing. Algorand, Quant, more innovations from the BIS, which really are not innovations. Really, they just took everything from us, learned from us. More governmental, advancements towards absorbing and becoming a part of the new financial system and DLT technologies. We saw all of this popping off as the big companies stepped in. This is no mistake. And it went into hyperspeed as it became more certain we were going to win that SEC case. Why? Because then the United States was on the table. All those trillions of dollars in the United States were on the table. And everyone knows now that the private sector is going to lead the way. Period. Everyone knows this now. So now let's keep going because they're telling. It continues on here. It says the official sector has made the delivery of quick, cheap, secure, and transparent cross-border payments a priority, which means they made what a priority? DLT. So they're telling you once again, DLT is the one. The bank coins, the utility coins are the one. They're a part of that new financial system. They're at the forefront. They're the ones that are set up. I mean, there's no guarantees, not financial advice, but this is the setup for them to move that huge capital. And here they're only referencing cross-border payments. They're not talking about real world asset tokenization. They're not talking about payroll on it. They're not talking about all the other things that bring trillions also that they are set up to do. Put all those amounts together and you do the math. You tell me. Does that price stay low? There's no way it can be cheap. None of them. Listen, across the board, I want to say it again. Across the board, all of these utility cryptos look super bullish. We have articles coming up later that are going to, verify that for us a little bit more. XRP super bullish. Solana super bullish. Algorand super bullish. Quant super bullish. Chainlink super bullish. It goes on and on. It goes on and on. Wait, but let's keep going. So the official sector is telling you DLT is about to be the most dominant, even though they told you outright they're doubling and tripling down on it. You see how much we're getting from this description here? They didn't even drop the video yet. Wait until the video drops. We're going to rip it apart. But let's keep going. It says, and a whole host of potential solutions. Every solution they come up with that utilizes the new financial system brings in more value. That's what we want. I'm here for that bank money. I'm here for that big money, that business money. You here for that bank money? You here for that business money? Because it looks like it's around the corner. I don't know when. I'm not a psychic. I don't know when. I just know what is. And the setup is there. It's beautiful. They're telling you. They're showing you. But let's keep going. To each his own. You could disagree. It says here, a whole host of potential solutions are taking shape across both public and the private sector. When you end off with something, you know it's the most powerful thing, period. You save the best for last. They started off with public. They ended with private because we are the leaders. Nothing moves without us. I told people years ago, I said this. They need us, literally. You had the Fed telling you they need the private sector. You had the BIS telling you. Now you have AMFIF telling you. The IMF told you through their actions. They've been working with Ripple for years. Ripple's a part of their advisory team. Which means when they want to know something, sweet Ripple, how do we do something? And Ripple comes down and says, this is how you do this. That wasn't the best portrayal, but you get what I'm saying. That wasn't the best pantomime, but you get what I'm saying. So they tell you through their actions. The ECB, who do they turn to? The private sector. Ripple helped them also in the ECB. Bank of England, Quant. Swift, oh, they went running. They went running to Chainlink. I had to be careful. I didn't want to hit the microphone. They went running to Chainlink, and now they're scraping and scrambling to look for other companies to work with. DLT is the one. The new financial system is coming. Trillions of dollars across the board. People are going to be very, very sad when they see across the board all these cryptos exploding in the future. Not financial advice, just my humble opinion. And they thought only one was going to be the winner. No, it never happens like that. No. All those pieces in the engine of a car sell. They're making some money. The people that manufacture the alternator are making money. Serpentine belts, they're making money. Radiators, they're making money. And so look at the new financial system like that. All of these things, whether it's XRP, XRPL, whether it's Quant, whether it's Flare, they all have their piece to play. They're all parts that put together the engine of that car, that run the car. They're going to bring in some capital, serious capital. And now they're starting to take the lid off the secrets. Remember when I said Solana was bullish, right? And I was telling people all these big wigs are supporting Solana. And I was telling people all the big companies were supporting Solana. I'm getting this from articles I'm reading. Just those articles always get buried. They bury everything, folks. I don't like it because then it makes people question you. And you're like, well, I'm putting screenshots of the article up here, but it's not widely covered. Right. So it's like 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 sources instead of like 20 or 30, like what the mainstream does. You get what I'm saying? Now, what do you see? We're seeing all these billionaires and millionaires coming out talking about how they're so bullish on Solana. I have one of the articles right here. We're going to cover later. Who is it this time? This time is Franklin Templeton and Citigroup. Folks, listen, something major is coming. It's building up, building and building. The big companies see it. They know. But let's go back to this paragraph here. All right. I know I'm dropping a lot on you. I'm trying to give you as much as I can because there's so much to talk about here. So public and private sector with some of the most fruitful work emerging from the intersection of the two. What? Do you understand what they just said? I've been telling the people, I told you interoperability, intersection can be translated or interpreted as interoperability. That's all it means. They're using verbiage to try to throw some people off, hoping that your lexicon is not that big, but we know it is. I know you're wise. I know you're smart. I know you know what intersection means. You're going to look it up if you don't. And I know that you're going to see that and say, wait a minute, it's the same thing as interoperability. Why didn't they say that? Because they like manipulation. They don't like it that we can't be manipulated. They don't like that. We've been hot on their trail, unraveling every detail of this case, the case of the new financial system, unraveling the truth for years. For years. And we're going to continue to do it. It's a big one. This is the big one, folks. Intersection says the most fruitful work, they're telling you, the most fruitful work emerging from the intersection of the two, interoperability. Which means all that value is going to flow one into the other, back and forth, consistent high value, consistent high volume. That equals theoretically to prices exploding, not financial advice. You do it. Just do the math yourself. You tell me. People are telling me stuff all the time, wild stuff. Some people have some very good comments and some people have some wild comments. But they're telling me all the time. You tell me. Where does that leave the price of all these top cryptos? And yes, apart from the utility coins, make no mistake about it, Bitcoin's going to go off. It just is what it is. If it wasn't, I would say that. You wouldn't even hear me talk about Bitcoin if it wasn't potent. Because I'm not married to Bitcoin. I promise you. It hits that $100,000 to $150,000 range, somewhere in between there. Boom, I'm taking profit. Boom, right? As of right now, that's how I feel. Boom, I'm taking profit. I am not married to it at all. I have a lot of other things that I feel like are going to go boom, boom, bang, bang. That's just me. I'm just being honest with you. But Bitcoin will go off 100%. But let's go here. I almost hit the wrong thing and made the video go away. Look at this. Listen to this. Look how powerful a description is. This is why detective work research is important. This shift in technology is likely to bring about geopolitical developments. What? People, I told you it's the entire thing. See, we just look at the new financial system, but the entirety of the globe is about to change. The world as people know it will cease to exist. And that's not a bad thing. It's not like this apocalyptic thing people imagine. No, but all systems are going to be changed. The way that these countries interact is going to change. The way that they interact with their people more so is going to change. It says it's likely to bring, the percentage of possibility is very high on this, to bring about geopolitical developments. You know, it's wild and crazy. I was reading an article earlier. A lot of you probably read it as well. We have a lot of great researchers on the channel. And I was reading this article earlier where they were talking about how the DLT technology and everyone having to deploy it, all these countries having to deploy it, would bring, as the US dollar goes down, it will bring everybody to the table. Right. The other countries that were thought to be third world countries or, have less power than the West would rise up as the West sort of comes down, and there would be a balancing effect. And so they would have to have these like negotiations and sort of see eye to eye on a level and work together a little bit more out of necessity. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but you know what I mean. And I've been saying that. I mean, I just don't see how. Once you deploy all of these, there's not a, how do you say it? Because of geopolitical tensions that exist now, there's not sort of a mutually assured destruction scenario where everyone has to have the realization of, hey, listen, if we want to continue to move forward and come out of this fire a little bit better than what we were, we're going to have to work together more. If we want this value to flow, if we want to continue to make this money, and everyone's making money from all of these different countries, the East making money from the West is making heavy money from the East. They all have a hand in each other's political and their geopolitical systems. Yeah, I just don't see how that doesn't come to be, and so there will be a vastly more multipolar world. Remember that? So anyway, but it says likely to bring about geopolitical developments. Also, watch how this affects the people. Do the people accept? No, let me rephrase that. Which version of this system do the people accept? Is it one where the people are actually making money off their own information? Finally, like Web3 said, where you're in control of your own information instead of companies putting cookies onto your computer and other things onto your computer and your phone, siphoning your information and then selling that for big money, but cutting you out? Or is it going to be like Web3 and the people are making money in every possible way, not only from their own information and then choosing sometimes they don't want to sell their information as well, making money from that, lending, people providing lending, people staking, people delegating, where the people of the world, you see that? That's the dangerous part. See, this is an opportunity for the people of the world to make gargantuan amounts of money, not just off the first explosion, but afterwards to be able to have just even if it's a little bit of passive income. That opportunity will open up for majority of people if Web3, if the new financial system goes off the right way. That's what they don't want. Do the people make sure that happens, or do the people allow some weirdo 1984 style world where the so-called powers that be trace and track everything and utilize this for suppression and price manipulation as they do now? See, it's going to be up to the people. The people are going to have a choice to make. There's money to be made there, sure, but there's going to be a bigger choice to be made there. But I mean, they're cooking just with the description alone. I can't wait to rip apart this video. It says, while the dollar status, look at this. While the dollar status as the most important reserve currency is likely unassailable, they didn't say it's not. It can't be assailed. They said likely unassailable. That's interesting now, folks. Look at that for yourself. It says trading blocks might develop new technical infrastructure to reduce their reliance on the dollar, because they're talking about to show you there is a concern. Does it not? If it was not a concern, they wouldn't even speak on this. It says, and on Western-owned payment systems, Amphif is excited to present our latest future of payments report. Wait a minute. Let's go to what the report will cover. They have a few bullet points here. It says here, first bullet point, multi-currency CBDC platforms. And this is what I'm talking about. All of those major platforms, those major projects are all siloed, folks. They have no global interoperability. That's why they only talk about, well, we have 5 banks here testing it. We have 14 banks. It doesn't matter. Unless you have about over 14,000 banks, 20,000 banks, something like that. It's not it's not global. They don't have global reach. They're siloed. They're fragmented. They need glue. They need interoperability. They need greater tech. And we are the only ones who can provide it as of now. And that equals to large amounts of value, a lot of money being made. That's what I'm here for. It says, next bullet point, tokenization of money, public and private. I don't have to elaborate on that. Number 3, the interlinking, interoperability of fast payment systems. Now that chapter right there is going to be explosive. Period. I know it is. There's no way I just don't see a way they avoid saying something major. Just by them saying the interlinking of fast payment systems means that these systems are not interlinked, which means that they're siloed. What they have always wanted. This is why they pushed the one world agenda before. They can't do it now. They messed everything up. Life is like that sometimes. Life can bring you unknown variables that can mess up your plans. So now they need something to interlink everything. And they see the money that's there. They're willing to compromise because not the money. Let me rephrase that. Value and power, they go hand in hand with these folks. They want it. They want it. They don't want, I told you, they don't want to be millionaires anymore. They don't want to be billionaires. They want to be trillionaires. They don't want to just have a little bit of control over the people. No. The kings and queenships have gone on for centuries. You think they want that? No. They want to be something a little bit greater. You know what I'm hitting at. And they're going for it. They're going to go for it all. They go big or go home. And they go big. And I'm telling you right now, these folks don't like going home. So now, open banking, they also have here. It says upgrading. Here we go. Look at this. Upgrading the correspondent banking model is over for them. It's a wrap for them. Upgrading the correspondent banking model means becoming a facet of the new financial system. They will be gobbled up. They will be absorbed. The banks of the future already, if you look at what's happening to them, closing all these branches, getting more e-oriented, electronic-oriented, because they're not digital yet, but it's electronic what they're working with systems like Zelle, which you saw them attacking Zelle. Their governments are attacking Zelle right now. Go look that up. I covered a couple articles on that. They're calling Zelle untrustworthy. People's money going missing. The people are turning against Zelle in electronic systems like that. There's no accountability when the money goes missing. But anyway, and like I say, you could look that up. So, but they've been getting comfortable with that. So it's like a preparatory step as they move towards fully digitized systems, which are similar, but far, far superior, far, far superior. So even now, if you look at it in that way, the banking system now is not what it used to be. What it will be in the future is heavily DLT based. Like Amfif said in the first video, I'm sure they're going to say it even more. They're going to go deeper in this video coming up, I believe. We shall see. I don't work for Amfif. I don't know these folks, but I'm going by this description here. And here's what I wanted to say, bringing it back full circle to the beginning of the video. The only times Amfif gets super active like this is right before something major happens. That's what I've seen. Maybe you've seen something different. It was in 2021. I remember. I used to dig really, really deep on and do the so-called, this is what people started calling deep dives. I didn't even utilize that verbiage. It was the people in the comment section start calling it that. And I used to do that. And IMF, we used to cover IMF documents, BIS documents. And I remember multiple Amfif documents coming out. Boom, 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 boom. They were getting deep. And then all of a sudden, everything just exploded. Boom. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's nothing at all. I just know. And then they just, Amfif just got quiet for a long time. Here and there, they would release something, nothing major, in my opinion, nothing major. Now they're getting active again. Why? Is it possible that the pattern follows again for whatever reason? I can't perceive all variables, but they release, boom, multiple powerful videos and PDFs of information. And then maybe that bull run begins again. I don't know why it would happen like that, but I see a pattern. Listen, they're going deep again. we have clarity on XRP. Bitcoin is being backed en masse by the large companies. All of these bigwigs are calling for a Bitcoin bull run, and it just happens that Amphif is releasing all of this positive, great news about DLT and crypto, blockchain, right before a Bitcoin bull run. This happened before. I don't know. I'm just keeping that pattern in the back of my mind. Right? I'm keeping it in my mind. All right. So now let's get on here. Let's just cover a few more articles here. All right. Because I wanted to squeeze this in. We won't be able to go too deep, but you could always look this up for yourself. Okay. Now, this article here is titled Bank of Korea to launch CBDC payment trial in supermarkets. Who's deep in Korea? Ripple is super deep in Korea. As a matter of fact, we read a bevy of articles that said that XRP is South Korea's favorite crypto. Multiple times. They're heavy in XRP. So anything that happens in Korea, I watch very, very closely because of that reason, because of certain infrastructures that have been deployed in the love of XRP and XRPL in South Korea. Any of this could be major in the future. So this is something I definitely take into account. The Bank of Korea, South Korea's central bank, will allow selected participants to use digital tokens converted from bank deposits for payments at domestic supermarkets and convenience stores starting in December. All right, I'm going to leave that one there because I want to get to some other Bankcoin news that shows that things are getting major right now. So now let's just knock this Bitcoin news out of the way. OK, let's get this out of the way. This article is titled, It Has to Be Now. Raoul Pal unveils massive Bitcoin price target, says Bitcoin repeating 2023 rally. Repeating 2023 rally perfectly. Did they mean that or did they mean the 2021 rally? Maybe that was a typo. I'm not sure. Let's see what they're talking about here. Macro guru Raoul Pal believes that the stage is being set for Bitcoin to explode to his massive price target. He shares a chart suggesting the global liquidity will surge over the next 3 months, with BTC following suit. It's an, quote, it's an absolutely beautiful chart. It's GMI, Global Weekly Liquidity Index. So that's both private sector liquidity and public sector liquidity from, and now, of course, an ad pops up. An ad video pops up right in the middle of the paragraph. Unbelievable. Let's click that off there. Come on, folks. Come on. I want you to get your money, make your money. There's like a bunch of other ads here, but can we not have the ad pop up right in the middle of the paragraph, please? It says, so that's both private sector liquidity and public sector liquidity from the large global economies. I mean, it's just perfect. It leads by 10 weeks. So you've got that. You've got Bitcoin seasonality. Bitcoin is always strong from this point onwards. That's what they say. That's what they say. I just know for a variety of reasons, Bitcoin is super bullish. One of them is the backing of the companies that are here to make big money. And whenever they do a massive media push, it's going to skyrocket. The regular people are going to bring their capital as well. But we're going to take a lot of that, those big business dollars for sure. We're going to take their money out for sure. Because I know that I believe that they wanted to go higher than $100,000, $150,000. But I'm probably not going to stay around that long in Bitcoin. All right. Powell shares another chart suggesting that Bitcoin is closely mirroring its price action from January 2023 to March 2024. Oh, I see what he's talking about. When Bitcoin jumped about 350% from, it says $16,500 to around $74,000. According to the macro guru, conditions look right for a big Bitcoin surge. So that's very nice there. But I wanted to get to these last two articles. Look at this, folks. Look at this. I told you. They're bullish on Solana. Solana has an extremely bright future. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying for a long time now. It says here, this article, Franklin Templeton and Citigroup turn to Solana for next-gen financial services. A lot of these big companies love Solana. Franklin Templeton plans to launch a mutual fund natively on Solana. Really? That could be interesting. While Citi is exploring Solana's capabilities for smart contracts and cross-border money transfers. So they weren't talking trash when Solana came out and said that. Okay, all right, Solana. See, I respect when people keep their word. They said that they were going to go for stuff like that. Now you see it's about to happen. It says Franklin Templeton, a $1.4 trillion asset manager, plans to launch a mutual fund natively on Solana. Why do they reiterate? But let's keep going. While Wall Street giant Citi is exploring the blockchain's capability for smart contracts and cross-border money transfers, the announcements were made during the Solana Breakpoint 2024 event in Singapore on September the 20th, highlighting the growing interest from traditional financial institutions and DeFi solutions, which is huge. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Wait until you hear who else is bullish on Solana. But let's end off here with this little bit of news. This is Chainlink, right? To so many people, I don't know why. A lot of people, they don't. There's a few cryptos that they don't like that are super bullish, in my opinion, that people just believe. I don't know why that they believe is not bullish. Chainlink is one of them. Solana is another one. Ethereum, in my opinion, there's some problems with Ethereum, but Ethereum is bullish as well. I have no Ethereum, but I'm just going to be honest. I think Ethereum is very bullish. Those are a few of them. But anyway, it says here, Chainlink continues to witness more development activity than any other ERC20 project. This is coming from Santiment, so this is a reputable company here. It says Santiment notes on the social media platform X that Chainlink registered 624.17 notable GitHub events in the past 30 days. That's definitely significant. More than double the number of the second ranked project, Ethereum. Told you so. Ethereum still bullish, which clocked 298.8. Wow. The Oracle project has topped the list in June and August. The decentralized finance project protocol Synthetics, I'm not familiar with that, came in third with 289.93 notable GitHub events. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that, but I might look into that just to see what it is. I like to educate myself on things, and that's a lot of activity over there. All right, so now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.